Mark Robinson's campaign to be North Carolina's governor has come to a screeching halt after news broke about his posts on a porn site's message board. And if you're wondering why such a thing exists and what on earth might be discussed on there, surprisingly, it's racism. Robinson allegedly posted that he was a black Nazi and wished for a return to slavery, while also sharing some very interesting stuff about his adult viewing preferences. This follows previous allegations of him going to sex shop viewing booths 5 nights a week. Consider that chicken fully choked.
Ooh, and in the wake of all of this, his staff was suddenly like, nope, I'm done. I am finally done. And the GOP said, ditto. And they all grabbed their stuff and ran away from him so fast they made that meow noise.
Now listen, Mark Robinson is a terrible person who has said and done a lot of terrible things, but you have got to give him a break here. He can't be a normal person. His brain is too full of porn and racism to have room for any of the other stuff. He would have to have a second head stitched on. Does this mean that he would make a bad governor? I mean, only if a governor has to think about stuff besides porn and being racist, and what are the odds of that?
New York Mayor Eric Adams has been charged with taking some bribes from the Turkish government. Many are calling for him to resign, but he has resolved to stay in office long past the point where it's a good idea, so that he can better distract everyone from how he's handling the rat problem, which involves assigning Catholic nuns with rulers to each of the city's trash containers to make sure they're all used appropriately. Donald Trump continues to be baffled by his lack of support among women. But don't worry, ladies, he has a plan for you.
We've got to end this national nightmare. Because I am your protector. I want to be your protector. As president, I have to be your protector.
I didn't know making porn stars sign NDAs was a form of protection.
Yeah, me neither. But what a relief that Donald Trump is here to protect us. But what is he protecting us from? Hopefully from men like Donald Trump.
You know, some people are saying that when it comes to courting women voters, Donald Trump has missed the point entirely. But I say no. He has missed the point to the point of infinite missitude.
You will no longer be thinking about abortion. It's all they talk about, abortion, because we've done something that nobody else could have done. It is now where it always had to be, with the states.
Don, I think I see the problem here. I'm going to help you clear this up. Please stand way over there and keep your hands to yourself while I do that, okay? All right. So for women, having the state government instead of the federal government decide whether or not you bleed to death ignores what many believe to be the so-called larger issue, which is the bleeding to death part. And I can see how you got confused there if I really squint hard. But anyways, I think going forward, if you want any votes from any women at all, you might stop talking about the whole state versus federal thing and talk about how you're going to fix the bleeding to death thing. And I am sure that you have a really great plan for that. Or even the concept of a plan, which is just as good. After all, you did so much healthcare stuff when you were president. Like, drawing a blank, it'll come to me. Maybe you can announce your no more bleeding to death concept plan in 2 weeks. I hear that's when you like to announce things. Okay, good talk. Happy I could help. Please don't touch me.
Yes, but Andrea, what about Senate candidate Bernie Moreno, who says that women over the age of 50 shouldn't be worried about abortion at all?
There's a lot of suburban women. A lot of suburban women that are like, listen, abortion's it. If I can't have an abortion in this country whenever I want, I will vote for anybody else. Okay, a little crazy, by the way, but especially for women that are like past 50, I'm thinking to myself, that's an issue for you.
Hey, Bernie. I want to introduce you to this new thing. You may not have heard of it yet, so I'm just going to catch you up, okay? Okay, so women over the age of 50 often have these things called daughters. Have you heard about this? No? Okay, so what that is basically it's like that same woman, but younger and with some dude's DNA kind of mixed in there. Yeah, I know. What do they think of next? Is there like a dude version of that or something? Anyways, glad I could help you out with that. Boy, I am being really helpful today. Unlike the Republican Party.
Bear meat enthusiast RFK Jr. has expanded his interest to include photos of newswoman Olivia Nuzzi's bear meat. The reporter was recently outed as Jr.'s personal OnlyFans camgirl by his... Yeah, this checks out. By RFK Jr. when he was bragging to his friends. Nuzzi's career is pretty much roadkill now, and that is in no way a turnoff for your boy Kennedy. In fact, I heard that when RFK Jr. was with Trump at his golf course and he saw Marla Maples' grave, he turned to Trump and asked him, "Are you going to eat that?"
According to a new poll, Colin Allred has pulled ahead of incumbent ass monkey Ted Cruz. Thanks in part to the work of Beto O'Rourke, Texas may actually be on the verge of getting rid of one particularly aggressive pelotilla this November. And I get that if you aren't from Texas, this might not sound like a big deal, but I've got "fuck Ted Cruz" tattooed on my children, and the closest we've come to disgorging that bloodsucker's fangs from our state involved freezing cold weather with no power or heat for days. I'd gladly trade Ted Cruz for a raging case of herpes, but the thought that we may be able to just vote that swollen rectal vein out of our collective asses is ice cream covered bliss. Go check that voter registration again, fellow Texans.
Liz Cheney has a plan for how the country can move past the divisiveness that has permeated politics for the last 8 years. Make a new Republican Party. She envisions a space for people with conservative values but who don't want outright tyranny and mandatory CrossFit.
You know, maybe instead of being called Republicans, they could be the Republishoods. It's catchy, right?
Toads?
Yeah.
Her father, Dick Cheney, a man who wants to watch the world burn, but not like how Trump would do it, has suggested that before we go and break up the Republican Party for good, we should try invading Iraq for a little while. See if that solves the problem.
Okay, time to have a little fun here. Austin and I are going to do a dramatic reading. Austin, you be the Middle East, and I will be all the other world governments.
And you don't think we're going to get any letters about this?
Oh, loads. This is a terrible idea. Okay, here we go. Hey, you guys, can you please stop blowing each other up?
No.
Pretty please?
No, we don't wanna.
Pretty please with sugar on top? If you're a good little region, I'll let you have an extra missile after dinner.
No, 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 no.
And that's pretty much how diplomacy is going right now. And scene.
Excuse me while I do some investigative journalism. I recently learned that Taco Bell squeezed the single last drop of blood from their marketing department to produce the Cantinas. What's that, you ask? Well, you'll want to do a couple rails and a pocket full of poppers before you hear this. You know what? Maybe just go ahead and get completely faced. All right? The Cantinas is a Taco Bell themed pop-up early retirement community experience in San Diego, exclusively for Taco Bell Rewards members. Isn't diarrhea its own reward? But I digress. Taco Bell Rewards members would join anywhere from a few hours to a full weekend to live their mas, or their viejo, or whatever. There's golf, aerobics, pickleball, and presumably all 7 layers of taco hell. There just aren't enough drugs on Earth to understand why they would do such a terrible thing. And since reality no longer makes sense, I'm gonna go live in a cave.
Yeah, can you do the cave thing after the show?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. Microsoft needed more energy for its AI, so they decided to fire 3 Mile Island back up and scrape off the cobwebs. You know, it used to be that if you needed, for whatever insane reason, to see Mickey Mouse balls deep in Rapunzel, you had to learn how to draw and live in shame, banished to some awful corner of the internet. Now we're taking the easy way out, opening entire nuclear facilities so anybody with a passing perversion can pump out horrors for the low, low cost of 1 ice cap. Hooray for progress.
Look out! Violent gangs are coming to break into your house and steal your crypto. But since you and I are both way too poor to own any of that shit, we ain't got nothing to worry about.
We do wonder, though, what does a physical crypto robbery even look like? Like, do you run up on someone screaming, "Put the link in the bag, bro"? Do you need to take them to where the Wi-Fi is the strongest in the house? Do you have to hold them hostage while they call Spectrum to bring out a tech to repair the connection? I mean...
Hey, joke's on them. Spectrum's already holding me hostage. Elon Musk is denying a romantic relationship with Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni.
Wait, isn't she a fascist?
I guess billionaires and fascists kind of go together like mushrooms and dookie. You got to get your hands filthy to pull them apart.
Yeah, Georgia, that man will get you pregnant if you get anywhere near him, okay? Do you want a kid named Cybertruck 12? Then you better lock that cooch down, girl.
Let's not kid ourselves. The moon is scary. It's far away, but not far enough away. It somehow controls the tides. The moon even changes how much moon we can see.
We'll get ready for a whole other mini-moon to come to our backward planet and be in Earth's orbit from September 29th to November 25th. And while the scientists are being all cool about this and saying it's not going to mess anything up, I say, Americans don't trust science. That's not what the USA is about.
If you've got a bunker, you'd better get ready to spend a few weeks there, or else space might kill you.
An absolute atrocity happened in Iceland when a polar bear found its way to the shores of a small island village. Locals alerted the police, who immediately shot the poor bear, claiming it was a threat.
You know what, Andrea? In America, the police would never have been allowed to shoot that bear.
Why? Because they're like endangered or something?
No, because polar bears are white. And finally tonight, two squirrels with unclear intentions force a train filled with London commuters to be canceled. This act of bushy-tailed terrorism is nuts. One writer even accused the furry fiends of failing to queue properly. The king has not yet issued a statement. Keir Starmer placed blame for the whole incident squarely on the Tory party's decades of regressive economic policies. And Rishi Sunak responded by promising to deport the squirrels to Rwanda on the next available boat. Prince Harry could not be reached for comment.
That wraps up this week's episode, but next week is the debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz.
And you know that's gonna be fun!
Stay tuned for our coverage and have a great weekend.
Love you.
Bye.
Well, if that doesn't work, I'm gonna just show my feet to rich guys. You horny bitches want to see these toes, I'm telling you.
We're not giving that away for free. You guys have to pay extra if you want to see his feet, okay?
First one's free, second one's gonna cost you. Third one's AI generated.
That one's got a lot of toes.
So many, not mine.
So many toes. Way more toes than you would think.
6 of all. Hey, we'd like to see pictures of all your feet, naked and seductive, in the comments.
No,
get those
don't,
in the
please,
comments.
Please,
Yeah.
God, don't. Wow, you were in some super weird shit.
Hey, are we ever getting letters?
Don't send pictures of your. I don't want that.
Send us pictures
No.
of your friends' feet.
No.
If you are registered to
Don't.
vote, you will need to show pictures of your feet upon arriving at the voting place.
That's not how that works.
That is, we are in Texas.
just-
You do not know that's not how that works.
It might by the time
Friggin'
election day
prove
runs
it.
around, honestly.
Yeah. And I am going to post photos and videos to austonsfeet.gov.
Oh, God.
And if you have a credit card, you can sign up. You can get weekly updates. I send out emails. They're personalized. I will step on anything you want for $5. Anything. I do not care. I have no shame.
Geez, it's a cottage industry over here on YouTube. Isn't it?
Yeah, cottage cheese. I will do that.
Oh.
Cottage cheese. Don't care. Old,
Okay.
new, whatever. You want to send me your cottage cheese?
Oh.
I'll step in that.
Oh.